You know what it takes, and you're ready
How
today
good.
to take them all on. You got the measure of your man, and you know that you can go all the way. Give it to him. Yeah, give him a taste. Give him a taste of Kiwi. Show him you're the best. Give him a taste of Kiwi. You're better than the rest. Give him a taste.
How good. No mai, hooky mai. Welcome to another episode of the Kiwi NRL podcast. How are the boys today? Andre?
Bloody good, actually. Well-rested weekend. Probably the exact opposite of the weekend before that, so much needed.
How good was that last episode, eh?
Oh, I listened to it 3 times during the week.
There's plenty of laughs, but
And what about you, Timo?
mate, I had a good weekend. Just took it easy, mate.
Did you
but
go away?
Yeah, went away out to Aotea Muri, just had a little Airbnb, but got the SOS call this morning to jump on the podcast.
Yeah. We're actually down the main man,
Yeah.
Len.
Well, not down, hasn't he? Left?
Yeah, got a contract with AFL or something. I don't know. He was spinning
I
yarn.
think it was TV3, wasn't it?
TV3, yeah, I think they took Brilly, they took the package. Yeah.
Oh, Mark Peds offered him money he couldn't refuse.
Yeah, so it's just left with Jace, isn't it?
Yeah,
The Kiwi NRL podcast.
Hey, the quality will probably go down, but the boys are here to help.
You're probably the ice of the Kiwi NRL podcast
Yeah.
if you're comparing it to what's happened over there at YKTR.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
you, mate.
Hey, I'll take that any day of the week. Anyway, I better not forget to thanks FitZone. Letting us use their office space even though none of them are here.
Tell you what though, FitZone, there was certainly some summer gains happening on the way up, eh? A lot of people getting into the bench press and squats.
Yeah.
So, geez, yeah, if you're looking for a place to get the rig sorted out, FitZone's your place to go, isn't it?
Actually, I went to the gym for the first time on Saturday in
Did you?
ages. Yeah. A young...
Was it a fit zone?
Yeah, I only lived down the road, man. I walked down 8 o'clock Saturday night. I was in here.
Oh,
That's awesome. Well,
perfect.
the beauty of FitZone too is like if you're in Matamata, Te Aroha, Paeroa, or Waihi, you could go to any of them if you've got a FitZone membership. So
Yes.
shout out to
bit of a
FitZone.
multifaceted operation, is it?
Yeah, it is. It stretches all over the motu. But a quick question for you, Jace. What muscle group did you work on in your one workout? What did you decide to start with after your hiatus?
I did a bit of everything, so I didn't go in too hot and not be able to walk or not be able to lift my arms the next day. So I did a bit of chest, bit of legs, bit of...
I was going to guess legs.
Yeah. Oh, bro, these guns, man.
Just like me, mate. Chicken calves.
Yeah, all 3 of us.
I carry the team with these legs. But no, did a bit of everything, so I wasn't too sore. So thank you, FitZone. And if anyone wants to sign up, get amongst it. They're a great gym.
Get into it.
Anyway, back to one of the best segments of the podcast.
It is, isn't it?
The plug they didn't ask for, which I'll pretty much be doing on my own tonight.
That's right. It is
Wow.
it's a hybrid plug tonight, isn't it, Trey?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the boys are...
So unfortunately, because of recent events, me and Tim have decided to refrain from drinking any alcoholic beverages. So we've actually got a wee zero here on offer.
Yeah, I haven't tried this before. so
Coca-Cola
I'm
Zero
intrigued.
for you.
Neither have I.
And I'm hitting this crazy hazy days.
Oh, the New England IPA. Who
Mm.
wants? Are you going to? Should we let you review the
Yeah.
hazy days
Yeah.
first?
well-
What about the box? Isn't
Bro,
that the regular?
Yeah, it's a nice box.
It
and
is.
it's from...
That's a little bit mangled, that box.
Yeah, well,
But
Did
soggy.
you have a hack at it on the way through?
it's been sitting in my ute. But Mount Brewing from Mount Maunganui.
Oh, how good.
One of the
Yes.
best.
But no, cool looking cans as well.
Yeah. No, I like the colour tones have gone here.
Yeah,
It's a
hey, you
very
want to have a look at a can at
very
least?
I'll
mount
have a
sort of
little-
vibe. You got your yellows, your oranges, your browns.
Yes.
Jam-packed with Citra, Amarillo, and Nelson Sauvin.
6.4%. Hey, let's get it.
So that's 6.4% too. Shit, that'll
Shit,
rip
Jace,
you.
after
That'll
six,
be-
after 6 of those, I'm going to have to drop you off on the way through.
Let's see.
I might
Oh, I got to swatch.
have a wee... I like
Yeah.
the sound. If you can't have a beer, just make sure you crack the sound.
Any can.
Hey, that's
First
good.
thoughts. First thoughts, Jace.
Good. It doesn't even like... You know how sometimes when you have a percentage beer that's like over that 5 and it hits you? This is good. That doesn't...
quite rough.
Mm.
Actually, I know I'm not drinking, but do you mind if I have a
Yeah,
little no
hey.
lip sip?
The no lip sip. Get amongst it.
Made a meal of it.
6-week challenge is done and dusted. He's back on.
Are you amongst the no lip sip?
Nah, if I'm going to have a beer, I'll be having at least 3 of those.
But no, that's actually good. And just across the hill at the mount. How
Yeah.
good.
Oh, they must tack on to the back of Rising Tide, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe we go down there and approach them for a in-person, the plug they didn't ask for.
That's
Yeah,
right. We
we've
could
seen
just
if they've
do
got
it.
any deets.
Actually, why don't we? We should definitely do a live podcast at Mount Barunko.
That would be on.
Would love to see it. What do you reckon? Like on a Warriors live game, Sunday afternoon at Rising Tide, you got your Johnny's dumplings, steamed buns,
Love dumplings.
beers.
They got their dumplings are basically twice the size of any other dumpling in town, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. You only
Bit
need
of a plug they didn't ask for the Rising Tide, actually.
yeah. So it happens when Timo
The only
comes on
thing
the
is,
show.
I don't know if they play the footy.
Yeah, you're right.
Might have to get a projector
Yeah,
type
or even
operation.
if we get a little, just an iPhone, and just stand it up. Everyone at Rising Tide just circled around.
Yeah.
Or you have like different iPhones on different tables.
It was so loud at the Rucker Mall that it felt like everyone was circled around the back of us anyway.
It did, yeah.
Oh, that was a good setup at the Rucker Mall.
Oh, how
Yeah,
good.
one of
The
the
after
great
party
pubs.
was, one of the better do's you'll go to if you're a league fan, eh?
Yeah.
Fanboying hard. I think I
Yeah.
was Nico Hines' shadow for most of the night.
Yeah.
Lucky him.
Just looking at his locks.
And
his
you're
luscious
you're
locks.
walking out of the Rucker Mall and you're like, Captain.
Yeah, no,
my
if, you,
fantasy.
if you look at my fantasy team right now, which we'll refer to later on in the podcast, he is actually captain over Cleary.
Ah.
I've got him captain of my team.
Just because he's just everywhere at the moment.
Oh, Nico.
He's good.
But yeah.
Just quickly.
Like,
Oh, no. Go on.
oh, no. No. Yeah, you can't see that because it's too far away. But
Yeah.
But if you're listening.
Hey, we could.
Sneeko Snines, or Schmicko Schmines as he's otherwise known, is captain at the moment.
I've actually
good.
I've got a video of him on my iPhone, actually, of him doing a little
Cunny.
skanky leg, or what do they call it?
Skanky leg.
The shaky leg.
Well, what were you calling it? The liquid octopus. No, what was the other one? We named it last week. It's in the chat.
What you were doing.
Yeah,
Oh, the penguin.
Yeah, the
penguin.
penguin.
Yeah,
The penguin dance.
Yeah.
Get amongst it, Nico.
There was heaps of dance moves going on. But can I just go back to that after party at the Rucken Mall with the NRL Indigenous and Māori All-Stars? After you guys were talking about it, I had a moment thinking of that night. And I remember Ryan James was throwing down a massive party, and I thought, I've got to go and have a yarn to him. And I thought I'd have a mean yarn. And I went up to him, and I was like, bro, your first name in Māori is Hemi. And then when I said it, I figured out that his last name was James. Oh no, his last,
Ryan James.
yeah, James. Yeah, I don't know where. And then I was like, where the fuck did I get that from? Like, I know Jimmy. Jimmy is Hemi, I'm pretty sure, or maybe James is Hemi. But I was trying to tell him it. He couldn't even hear me, and I think he just walked out mid combo.
That's the old-
Just
Yeah.
I would
gave up.
have too.
It was a shit yarn. I still can't believe I
Well,
let myself do that.
He probably understood Te Reo
Well-
and did it and knew that you got his name
If you're
right.
listening, Ryan James, we're sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Apologies.
mate. I'll take that back.
Come
Take
on the
that back.
podcast and we'll apologise to you in person.
Yeah.
And Mata.
Tell you what,
At Fitzone.
how good was having a full week in a footy again?
Oh,
Good.
wow.
is-
It's good for us, any other sort of family members that aren't quite into footy, including the missus.
Yeah.
It's normally pretty,
It's a tough time, isn't it?
yeah, you've got to operate sort of multiple devices.
Are you watching another game? Oh, yeah. We're only second game into Saturday.
That's right. You're sort of trying to be two places at once, really, too. You're trying to be present with your partner, but you're also trying to, make sure that
You just want to watch the
I think
boys.
it's the other way around.
it probably should be.
How hectic was yesterday, though? Like, here in Australia, how hot it was.
Oh,
It was pretty unlucky with our game. The boys didn't get the Warriors, I should say, didn't get the 20-minute breaks.
yeah, actually quite poor for me. I left Christchurch at 2 o'clock, 2
That's
hours
right.
before the Warriors game, and it was 27 degrees, and we actually got stuck on the plane. Oh, shit story, but stuck on the plane with no aircon, and they kicked us off, so I actually could have gone to the Warriors and I was probably feeling the pinch just like the Warriors boys were without a break.
Yeah.
No aircon.
40
Shit.
minutes.
No
40
egg.
minutes of it
Yeah.
without it.
No good.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, we'll go into reviewing the games.
Mm.
Do you want to go game by game quickly?
Yeah,
Yep.
should I bring up the
Yeah, when do you bring
schedule?
that up?
The Eels Knights, we were having a look at.
Yeah. So that was 36-14 to Parramatta Eels.
Eels Knights.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I watched that game actually.
Who wa- yeah.
Greg Marju, man, he was running. He was a beast at some points of that game.
Yep. He broke 10 tackles, I think it was,
Yeah.
by the end of it.
Jesus.
And
He can press nearly as much as you, can't he, Jace? Or
Yeah.
Sam, as much as Sam Brill.
yeah, maybe I'm just under him, but yeah, Sam Brill probably.
Just
Yeah,
220, I think. Old mate can tip.
that's
Holy
what he was
heck.
bragging.
Yeah. So
Who else?
Who
Who was
stand
who was
up?
who was
Dill?
the centre on inside Greg Marju?
Bradman Best,
Oh
the
Was it-
beast,
Would've
the
been
beast
him.
himself.
yeah, because he got that that first try. I think it
Yeah.
was. That was good.
Yeah.
On the inside, yeah.
I know Moses was mean in that game. He's not Kiwi, but
They were
Um,
looking really solid, eh?
Yeah.
Dill Bags
Yeah. Dillback's
Oh.
got a try, didn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
off the
off of Moses' break.
yeah.
So if you were if you were Joey Johns reviewing before the games, watching the matchup, you would have thought Moses and Ponga on the same side.
Mm.
But to be fair, Ponga, obviously he's a bloody talented man, and he's
Just a bit lost almost.
yeah. As a fullback, he's top 5 in the game, but I think his defence sort of came under question there. Moses
Yeah.
ran straight through him.
That's weird 'cause,
and then pinned it on the inside to Dillbags.
There's talk that like they're trying to help with concussions, but man, he makes a lot of tackles in that position.
Yeah, I
So-
don't know if that's going to help his case being
Yeah,
in that
Is it-
D-line.
Well, they're just going to run second rowers at him all day, aren't they?
Yeah.
And if you're the opposite team, you're probably going to try to tire him out on D, and then I don't know if he's used to making. I remember Cleary saying, "Hey, the Storm when he plays them, they just run his channel all day,
Yeah.
Oh,
and he normally averages between 35 and 40 tackles versus Storm.
yeah.
If he plays one of those quality teams, I don't think Ponga will hold up
Yeah.
in the front line.
And it's gonna be different once you go into like when the NRL season actually starts off, and it's
Oh yeah.
not like preseason.
Still,
Who else?
Still looks like the Eels' spine is firing pretty well without Reed Marnie.
Yeah.
And who's their 9 now? Oh, Hodgson, eh? Josh
Yeah.
Hodgson.
Yeah,
Was he
and
playing?
he's pretty crafty. He's probably
Yeah.
better on attack than Reed.
Yeah.
Reed's a bit of a defensive specialist 9, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Hodgson, with a few games under his belt, will go pretty well, barring hopefully he stays on the pitch.
and hopefully, is it Sean Lane?
Sean Lane,
Sean Lane. Hopefully he
4 weeks,
recovers quickly. Yeah,
bit of a
What happened to him?
fractured jaw.
bit of a bit of
And then,
collateral damage, wasn't he?
Hoping Matt Dory comes back quick because he's in my fantasy team.
You said that, and they said he should be sweet for round 1.
Yeah, only what 230,
touch and
250k.
go, touch and go. Yeah, he's a bloody good picker. He scored a meat pie as well.
Yeah, he got the young meaty.
There's one, I think why they'll persevere with Ponga at 6. Lachlan Miller. Sorry, I said saying his name on the way over here. Lachlan Miller went real well at fullback for the Knights, just carting the ball back,
Yeah, and just
getting-
like
eating some meters up.
he almost like he looked like he had like almost like a not the exact same, but like a Roger Tuivasa like step when he was coming to people.
Yeah,
Like you don't know what he's going to do when he gets to you. So no, he looked pretty good.
bloody
Considering he hasn't really been there for the preseason and just to get in there.
yeah.
so-
It just speaks to the quality of the Sharks team that he can't make the
Yeah,
cut. So
but then
good
like
pick up from the Knights though.
people were saying he should have been over Will Kennedy, but man, he was mean in the weekend.
True. Watch out. Is Mason Leno, is he still... Oh, he's not Kiwi, isn't he? He's Samoan, but he was running around with the Knights, but not in the weekend. Wonder where he's...
Yeah,
he's
he's
at
kind of
these days.
fallen
I know,
back in the picking.
It's really hard when they have these preseason because they have like 20-something players and you've got to try to keep okay, who's on now?
Oh yeah, and they just rotate off the
Yeah.
bench.
I think in the weekend gone, we probably got our first glimpse of what most people's starting teams would be.
Yeah.
Like, the Warriors game, they last 20, they sort of both teams rolled out there.
Just the reserves, like
Mm.
bottom 30 kind of.
So Roosters, Seagulls.
Seagulls, man.
Seagulls won 28-16 over the
Yeah.
Roosters and won the pre-season Challenge Cup. There's a trophy for that now.
Yeah, 100k.
Yeah.
100k and a
100.
trophy, and then what, you get like
Bragging rights.
200k for winning the premiership? Like, oh, the
true.
minor prems?
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know.
Shit.
I think I don't know if the Roosters had their full pack
Yeah.
there, eh? If you look at actually in centre, Corey Allen, I don't think he'll be starting there. Joey Money will obviously be back,
Oh, mate,
Which
got
is-
a head clash.
which is
Oh,
a
a bit
huge.
dazed.
And I don't think Brandon Smith played that many minutes, did he?
Nah. Did you see the interview with old, whatever the coach's name is,
Roosters, Seagulls. Or
of the Roosters?
Oh,
Trent.
Yeah, Trent.
Robbo?
Trento.
He
Trent
was
from
saying he
Punchy.
just wants Brandon just to play his game, like his type of game.
Yeah.
Running.
Well, they've got Jake Turpin waiting in the wings, eh? The Broncos.
That's old
So he'll probably take 20 minutes of the game. So
yeah. So
that means Smith, because remember, I think it was in the World Cup, Smitty kind of,
he died. He would
like he can't play more than 60 minutes
especially-
and have the same
yeah.
effect.
this time of the year as
Yeah.
well, like playing 80 minutes in that heat, hectic.
Yep. Hecky.
But yeah, Seagulls are looking mean. I don't know if
Yes.
it's like a false, like they're gonna do this all season or whatever, but like that second rower they got,
is it
the guy that got the try.
Tuilangi? Or
Yeah,
Oh, Tuilangi, yeah. Pick up from the Tigers.
yeah, he was good. And then
their fullback looked to be
Yeah.
playing pretty
Is
well.
he
That Kaio
Kyle
Weeks.
Weeks?
Let me check
Is
that.
he Kiwi?
Let me check that.
Kiwi International?
Let's see. It's funny when you see like a
I think
Polly or a Māori brother running around.
Is that him in a Queensland jersey to start
Oh,
off
it
with?
looks like a New South Wales jersey, man.
Oh, shit.
right.
Oh, even better.
Nah, I born in Australia,
Oh,
so can't confirm
But
that.
old man
um,
with a name like KO.
Yeah,
You-
Kaio.
Kyle.
No other Kiwis, I don't think, apart from Brandon Smith and
their number 4, the Manly 4,
oh
Talau.
Kula.
Yeah,
Kola.
man,
Cal.
he had some
Yeah.
good runs and
He's quick.
Yeah, this will be his second year. Eh? He's a fullback waiting in the wings, I think. But he's been obviously doing a good job at centre as well. He was a bit of a. I think you asked me, Jace, whether he's sort of a fantasy
relevant
relevant.
player.
Yeah,
But
last year he definitely was. He went from like 250k to about 500, but I think he's priced at about that this
Yeah.
year. So he just
That's what I looked at after, and I was like, oh,
So it looks like Morgan Harper's probably not looking likely to be in that starting lineup, eh?
yeah.
Kohler, Brad Parker in the centres, and
Well,
Tui Pulutu and Garrett.
apparently, Turbo's back round 1 as well.
True.
oh yeah, there you go. So
It's a bit of a shame that Morgan Harper's probably going to be fighting for a
Because
spot there.
he's a good player. He just had that one bad game against the Sharks, and
yeah,
people instantly like, he's shit.
yeah, old mate, what's his name? Talakai.
Yeah, Talakai.
Just
Oh,
bitched
that's
him,
right.
eh?
Yeah. Well, the next game,
he scored. Fun fantasy fact: he scored 100 fantasy points in that game. Talakai.
But mainly in the first half, didn't he?
Well, like
Yeah,
four
he was
tries?
on like 98 at half time.
And then he didn't really do.
Nah.
But then the whole game changed. Like Seagulls almost came back and won that.
Mm.
It was a hectic game.
Next game, fellas. So we had the Dragons versus Rabbitohs, with the Rabbitohs getting up 42-24. Did anyone watch that?
Yeah,
I
I
watched a wee
watched
bit of
poor
it.
Sloan. Man, he had a nightmare.
Oh yeah, he had a wee tangy whittle at the end there. Eh?
Yeah.
On
True.
Mitts.
on
Latrell Mitt.
Trell Mitt's shoulder.
Yeah,
He did.
because a lot of
A
people
lot
had
of
him.
them. Oh, yeah, you go. Sorry, Jay. Sorry,
I,
mate,
I,
sorry.
no, I was saying a lot of people, like fantasy people, had them in his team. Like had Sloan in the team, but man, he was just so unlucky.
Last year he was the same. He was about a 250 starter. He scored like 50, I think, in the first week. Then heaps of people bought him.
And then
And he got like 10, 16, 17, and then got injured. So, steer clear, I would say. Well,
go
yeah.
at your own risk.
He's also got a buy in the first round, so
Yeah.
you've got a week to wait to see
Yeah.
who's available anyway.
So I don't think there were any Kiwis that played a big. Well, Zane Musgrove from the NRL Māori All Stars. He must have been there for the
Shit,
Dragons.
Cody Walker had a banger of a game, eh?
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh,
His classic shimmy try.
Shimmy, try.
Close to the line.
because he Shaq Mitt that we caught up with at the Ruck and Mall. He was in the interchange as well.
Did he do a
Um,
young shout out to you in the game?
No, he
Timo.
didn't. He didn't. But that's all right. We'll let him off. Next game we had Panthers and the Saints, St. Helens.
Oh,
I watched this game. It was
This is probably
it was
the
a
best
ripper.
game of. It was always going to be, but the best game of the week again.
It was hissing down with rain, eh?
Yeah, and seeing the Panthers go down, like even though it was an NRL team, I just get so shit when a team is so good and they just dominate everyone. I love seeing them lose.
Oh yeah. It's the old tall poppy
And yeah,
Mm.
and just
scenario.
Luai, just disappeared that game.
Yeah.
the St. Helens defense throughout that game.
Oh.
They were moving fast and they were really aggressive on defense. I haven't really seen anyone do that to the
I know.
Panthers.
Yeah,
they
I
just
mean-
stopped them doing anything.
Credit to the boys, you know. The line speed was up there.
That's
Take
it.
nothing away from the St. Helens, but you just don't really expect that as well. Eh? I think
Yeah.
the Panthers may have underestimated them a smidgen.
Yeah, it's just
But Cleary was shut down.
yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't have his normal time.
It's just
for
the players
kicking.
that they lost. Like having Api would have been a different game. Like he's just such a mean hooker.
Just so crafty, eh? And obviously Keeks,
Yeah,
big Viliami kick
Yeah.
on.
yeah.
Love the
Kick
kick
on. Bro, did anyone see that? This guy got this multi in the weekend. Well,
Yeah, the
did-
Kiko horse and the
King.
and Kiko first try.
Yeah,
eh?
200 on
wow.
it. Paid. He got paid 20 grand.
There's no way he wasn't going to be kicking on on Sunday. Eh?
He'll be getting kicked out of the Ruck and Mall for kick-ons.
Just that St. Helens team though. Their fullback, Jack
Jack
Wellsby,
Wellsby.
was gangster.
Oh,
He's
he's only
crack up
21.
looking.
Yeah,
He-
bro. People can be NRL should be chasing him.
He's only 21.
He doesn't
Man.
strike me as like a. I don't know. When you look at him play,
Yeah.
he sort of runs like a little bit
Yeah.
hunched over, like
He was good though, eh?
not looking to. But
He's
yeah, he
quite
was solid.
versatile because he played 6 for England in the World Cup. Eh?
Oh, true.
Oh, and then
But
that
they've got
giant, their number 8, Alex
Oh.
Walmsley.
Walmsley. That one, there was a bit of a. I think it was just before full time. There was a little bit of a game changer where I think Cleary put in a kick, went into the in goal. I think Percival, the centre, might have fumbled it backwards.
Yeah.
And then the Panthers were on him, and it was looking like a dropout. He just got out of the field of the play.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, and then that Walmsley dude made like a 25-metre run and like half broke the line, got them out of trouble, and that sort of made them survive
True.
and go into extra time, because if it was a dropout, they would have had a crack at it.
Yeah.
Because the Saints, they pretty much had that for a while, in their last 15
Oh,
minutes.
I just knew Panthers were going to get that try right on the end. It's
Yeah.
just Panthers doing Panthers.
They just
Penrith,
keep,
man.
keep chasing it, eh?
How was the fish? How did the fish go?
Oh, yeah, just...
Bro, it was a
solid
weird
job
game,
up
like-
front. I think because it was
Both
wet,
teams, though,
it slowed down the Panthers'
Yeah.
attack, so they were quite...
there was quite a few errors in that game.
Seems to be that.
And shout out to old, where'd he go? Oh, yeah, Conrad Hurrell.
Oh,
Good to see him, eh?
Yeah, good seeing him running around again.
jeez, he's
Running
a big
amok.
unit, eh?
Yeah.
Is he wearing the Jordan top as well? 23 on the back.
Yeah, I think he was. He was. Even James Bell. James Bell, did you see him? Ex-Warriors. I think he's played for Catalans and who else? Oh, he plays like for Scotland, but he's like a Māori fella.
Yeah.
He's like,
True.
I'm pretty sure he's one of Jazz Tevanga's.
I was going to say, is he the one that Jazz...
Jimmy
Yeah, he sort of came through the system with Jazz, but he was sort of like Jazz, sort of like a small 13, but he was pretty solid with them throughout the week, throughout that game too.
I think, yeah, the Panthers are going to have to sort out their second rows. Like, Hosking from the Broncos has gone over there. He went pretty well.
Yeah.
But Luke Garner, who's meant to be...
Yeah.
He's meant to be their marquee, I guess, second row signing. He's not there. Obviously, they've got... he didn't have a very good game, Luke Garner. So my pick is that Zach Hosking will take the other second row spot. And
Yeah, I was
what's his
thinking that
name
too.
What's his name will come back and start.
Liam Martin.
Liam Martin,
yeah,
yeah.
they still.
And then Garner might be on the bench or see how he
Yeah.
goes.
Probably
But
versatile,
he might benefit just being that bench player. Because some
Yeah.
people were just like different players when they're bench players, and there's hiss come off the
Yeah.
bench and hiss.
But then you've got the weak gutted dog, Jamin Salmon, on the bench as well. He can play more positions.
Yeah.
He's a weak gutted. Man, how good was that?
So
Shut out,
it'll be
Ricky.
interesting to see if the Panthers can back up, and I think we'll review that in our little top 8 segment later in the piece.
Whoa. Now the Broncos got up over the Cowboys.
Okay, this is the one game I didn't watch.
2018.
I watched parts of it. It was on. I had it on me blower.
You blow it.
Trying to watch Sky Go whilst preoccupied with other events. I think we were trying to set the house up with some furniture.
I think the Broncos had a pretty solid game. Like that's a new spine, isn't it? Too. They had Cobbo, Ezra Mam, Jock
Yeah.
Madden, and then 9 Billy Walters. Good to see our boy Jesse Arthurs.
I can say,
slotting
bro,
in on the
he
wing.
always gets a try, man.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Interesting
It was good we lost him.
commentary from Lenny, in the weekend in the chat. He reckons Cobbo should start and leave Reece Walsh out of the mix.
Yeah, what do you guys reckon?
I don't
you
know.
could chuck Reece Walsh on the bench, I suppose. You can't leave Cobbo out. He'll either play.
It's just,
But is Jesse Arthurs really going to take Reece Walsh effectively Reece Walsh's spot?
yeah.
Probably not, eh?
Probably not. It's
I don't think so. You don't sign him.
Cobbo.
And pay overs.
Yeah.
Get him back and then.
The only
don't
thing
play him.
is, people were just, yeah, and I seen it a bit online, like people were just unsure on his defence in that goal line, Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
So it's just,
And whilst we bloody hold a grudge against the prick for leaving the
leaving.
Wazzies,
Yeah.
he's still a pretty
Once a while.
talented
he,
kid.
old Jesse though, rocking a great mo.
He is. He's really got that
He's-
that
He's a-
side, that middle part
Middle part
combo.
undercut kind of.
Yeah.
Man, he's a slick looking guy.
He's
He's
good.
got the great fashion.
Good.
He
He's
runs a real good line, eh?
Yeah, he does.
Man,
Good speed.
surely
too.
we keep him, eh?
Yeah.
Why don't we try
Yeah,
to keep
what-
him?
Come back,
what
Jesse.
happened? Yeah,
Jess.
Jesse, come back.
Maybe he held hands with Walshy onto the plane.
Good to see Uncle Pet still getting a run there with the Cowboys. No doubt he would have played his hand in a couple of tries, I'm hoping. But, yeah, sorry, I haven't really done my research really well on a few games.
But
But
Griffin
I think
Neem,
he had a pretty good game,
He's
but he
a
let
Kiwi.
in a couple of tries just like Pitta does.
Unky.
did old,
But he always bounces back and
Yep.
and sets up a couple as well. So that's just the
That's right.
old Griffin, where's he? Did he go good?
The Griff.
oh yeah, he's from Christchurch, eh?
Yeah, he's a young.
Griff Neem from
young
the
Kiwak.
shout out to the
Is he the Kia? Is he a Kia? Is he? Or
Yeah.
is he, do you know which club? From the
I can't remember which club, but I think he might have gone to Cowboys when he was like 16
Oh,
anyway.
true,
so
yeah.
irrelevant. Let's just say Papanui Tigers
Yeah,
for
yeah,
argument's sake.
Yep. Benefit of the doubt. Up the Papanui Tigers. Warriors
Shout
Storm.
out Pep Tigers.
Yeah.
Warriors Storm.
Man.
Jeez, that must have been a hot game. Now you're from Christchurch, right, Dre?
Yes,
Playing in
I am.
29 degrees, something like that.
Oh,
Christchurch.
It's probably
How do you play?
it gets quite chipper down Christchurch way during the summer. Eh? People sort of don't think of it as a sourcing sort of place, but I think I was telling you guys before. Yeah, I was stuck on the plane in that bloody weather, so no aircon, out on the pitch, direct sunlight. I'd say the boys would have been battling there.
Yeah.
It looked bloody hot, but I did like I really enjoyed what I saw from the Warriors in that first
I
40,
think
40 minutes.
there was a few errors, obviously, but I think they got a good year coming. There might not be a great year, but I think they got a good year going towards like this year. Like they should
Shit.
have
The Storm is a quality outfit,
Yeah.
as they have been, and they were pretty much, would
That's
you
why-
say, full
yeah.
strength?
and like even last week I said it after we had that win. I was like, it's only a trial. Remember, it's only a trial, and then we lost. And I was like, it's only a trial. But the Storm, that's why I was stoked we versed them as well. Like you versed that top team almost, and then the Tigers, who actually came out and played mean this weekend.
Yeah, they did. They turned it around, didn't they?
But the boys are looking good. It would have been good to have Tamaiti there. Sean made a couple of mistakes, but he'll learn from it.
yeah, I sort of was hoping for a bit more out of Johnson.
Yeah.
In that game, but
He knows it as well. I think it was just one of those things like, I think that when it didn't go out, he was just going for distance more than anything.
yeah. Well, I feel like I know when he actually tried to kick it out. What had actually happened was I think someone from the Storm yelled
Yeah.
not out. They yelled out not out, and that's what put him off. And
Yeah.
obviously he had to leap from the field too to keep it in. But
Not
apparently
those ones, not out.
because he yelled not out, that's what put him off. But
Yeah, I think I got on the plane. It was 6-0 to the Wazies after that DWZ
Hey, we
try,
kept scoreless though.
and then in the first half.
Yeah.
Yep.
that's
Yep,
going to
we'll
be
give them that. And then I got off, checked the score, and 20 fell.
How good was
Oh, good.
old Dallon's try?
Yeah, that was a great moment, wasn't it? I haven't seen a Warrior do that in a while.
Yeah.
Just blitz.
Our probably player of the match, Nakorde probably. He was
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
man.
That hit he put on
Aaron Penne, yeah.
Was it-
Adam Penne.
Was it Pene or Katoa?
Yeah, off the kickoff.
Pene.
Penne, yeah.
Because he tried to do that young, like, Stefan.
Another
Yeah.
Warriors D party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got a little bit of
got him back.
yeah.
Old and
Bit
Big
of-
Nasty with his sign-off.
Yeah. He was bumping people off, wasn't he, Big Nelson?
He's so big. Like, he's getting tackled and he just reach over people and just offloads it.
I think that's, how he's so dangerous, eh?
Mm.
But loved what I saw out of actually all the Warriors forwards in that first half. Jackson Ford was great.
Yeah.
Neo Kore and Harris, loved the mate. I love Tohu Harris. He
Yeah.
sort of reminds me of a 1993 Toyota Corolla in a way. Like, he's reliable. He always starts. He's reliable. And
He'll just keep motoring
going.
on.
He'll keep going through anything. He'll just keep going.
He's
If there's an injury, he just puts his hand up and plays
He's
plays
got-
the role as
He's
well.
got the
Yeah.
figure of a hatchback as well, I reckon.
He's a
He
bloody
does. Or maybe a wagon actually. It's quite long, but just the engine on him. And then Chance, great
Chance,
to see
man,
him
he was
back.
great under the high ball. He is. I'm excited to see how he goes this year.
You'd have to think he's got that fullback spot locked up, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Mm.
And then are we going TMM and Johnson in the halves to start?
Yeah.
Kind of have to, don't you?
Yeah. I don't see them kicking Johnson out.
What I'd
Metcalf
like
was
to
mean.
see is TMM running the cutter.
Mm.
Have Johnson running as a running six more so, and TMM getting the boys around the park.
Yeah, because like if you like Tamati like directing them more, because does Sean do that?
Not
No,
real.
it
Well,
doesn't,
apparently
yeah.
in the first trials, feedback was that Metcalf was actually getting everyone around the
Oh, yeah.
paddock. So maybe they're angling towards taking that responsibility off Sean, but
Mm.
yeah, he doesn't do it particularly well, does he?
Well, it's funny, like, as halves, as their game matures, they try and play a bit more of a game management role, which I feel like Sean Johnson's been trying to do that for so long, to just
Yeah.
play like a game management role.
He's lost his
Yeah.
main asset, which is running game.
Yeah, which is his running. It's interesting that he
There's-
went to that.
There was a chat from Benji Marshall about the last Kiwis game he played, and Benji had the 6 on and Sean had the 7, but Benji basically, like, outside of what the coach has said, I think it was on the Ice Project podcast of Benji, maybe,
Yeah, I think you're right.
and he basically said just before the game he went up to Sean and said, I'm playing 7, you're playing 6, and ran the cutter, and in that game Sean's off the back of Benji scored 2 tries, ran the ball, just
Main
looked
game.
like the best he had
Mm.
in a few
That's
years.
what we
so.
want.
So that's what we need. So Tamati,
That could
you're
work.
going to have to
'cause
channel your
yeah.
inner Benji.
Tamati,
Yeah.
he's such a sleek player as well, so that could work, man.
Yeah.
And also,
then, what were you going to say? Sorry, I was going
Oh,
to touch on the
Will?
Storm Kiwis.
yeah,
Will Warbrick.
Will
Oh,
Warbrick.
yeah.
Bro, he's a monster.
Unit.
He's actually Kane from that Kiwi Punter, I believe that his page name is.
Is that his
Wait.
cousin?
I went to school with him.
Oh, the old neighbour's cousin.
Yeah. But no, he's like, excited to see the bro run around tomorrow.
Did it?
Because I told him I did Sean Johnson for first try scorer.
Oh,
Oh, no.
he's great though. He's sort of like another Xavier Coates, isn't he? Sort of built like big, tall.
Who did he run
athletic.
through in that run? He must have bowled over Kossi, was it?
Yeah, it was a bad. I think Kossi was just in the wrong. Like he wasn't even there really.
Yeah, there's a few players he got
And
through.
then he
eh?
went
Yeah.
through Shan's, but that was sort of a last ditch.
Already going to
Yeah.
happen, eh?
Yeah.
Remus.
As a fantasy man yourself, could he be a young
I think he probably will be.
Cashy?
If he starts with the Storm.
Yeah, if he starts.
And is there a vacant wing spot? I know they got that Dean Yedemia normally runs
Yeah.
around for them, but he's sort of more of a utility.
Villain, yeah. Even that-
Obviously, Coates has got the other.
Coates got
Lot.
the other side. Meanies at the back.
Meany's at the back. I think
Pepe.
he'll probably be in with a shot of
Well, after that
started
game,
there.
what
Is
about
it-
when Pepe comes back, though?
he's not
Yeah.
back for like 8 to 10 weeks, I don't
Oh,
think.
true. I was going to say, Mini might take that wing spot.
Yeah,
but yes.
Meany will shoot off to the wing. Meany's actually has developed his game massively since
Yeah.
little puppy's been out
Because
there.
his brother used to
Oh, there's the
play
other
for
guy.
the Storm, Nick Meany's brother. He was really good. I think his first name was Eaney. No, that's shocking. I'm sorry, guys. I won't be invited back next week after that.
And then you're Mo.
Jerome Hughes, Remus Smith.
I thought you were going to say, just winding back the clock to that terrible joke.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Miney.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eeny,
Miney.
meeny,
Oh,
Miney.
yeah.
The middle name.
Well, you were going to say something, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, Grant Anderson's the other guy that sort of filled in on the wing for them last year.
Oh, yeah.
So, but Warbrick, I'd say, offers a little bit more in terms of ball carry ability back from the back. He's obviously fit,
Played sevens.
played sevens, big body.
They're pretty hard trainers,
Ticks a
the
few
sevens
bozzy.
players.
Yeah.
The NRL's really headhunting these sevens players, eh? So you've got Warbrick, Valance, Tefari from the Dolphins. I guess those two boys have been...
Lockie Miller's ex-Aussie sevens as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's where he came
and then
from.
old Gail Broughton and the women. So it'd be interesting to see if many other women...
Crossover.
yeah, there's a lot of rugby sevens talent in New Zealand, eh? So
But it's probably out of those two to see who gets the wing spot. So at the moment, based on current performances, I'd say Warbrick's probably yeah, we'll go Warbrick.
Yeah.
yeah,
Get him in there.
Hey, I've got him on my team.
Another
I chucked him
Kiwi.
in straight away. I was like, yo.
Remus Smith came back too. Was he out for quite a chunk of the year last year?
The ACL way.
Pick.
I'll pick. Yeah, that's all right.
Good to see him back. And Jerome Hughes, obviously, took them a while to click, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Like classic Storm.
Yeah.
Ben Storm.
Bell-
Second half
do you
coming
reckon
out.
Bellamy would have been spitting a few tacks at half time?
It'd have to be.
Bro, did you see the... who was it? Who was the guy that got interviewed at the end of the game? The Storm player. Chris Lewis, maybe? I can't remember. Oh, might have been Christian Welch.
Oh
probably
yeah,
would've
Welsh
Bro.
is a bit of a character.
He was
Good-
funny,
good
man. He's like, oh yeah, like I didn't know what to expect. I had to sit a few rows back just in case, because he always spits when he's yelling at you.
Oh, true.
Shit, we had a wee night on the sauce actually after a Warriors Storm game in Auckland where we pretty much got into. We're with our mate Wise, who's a Fijian fella that used to play at the Tigers in Christchurch, and he's cousins with Suliasi Vunivalu. We got in there, and out of the I'll share the whole story at some point, but
Yeah.
out of the night, I reckon Christian Welsh, Joe Stimson, who's no longer there, and Cam Munster were like absolute player of the days.
Oh, true.
They were just fucking good men, eh?
Oh,
They
I
were
can
floating
imagine.
around. We were doing. Don't want to throw anyone under
Yeah,
the bus,
yeah.
but we were doing like
Martinis.
boat races and all
Yeah.
sorts at Dr. Rudy's there in Auckland,
Rudy's.
That's awesome.
in a little private area. So
That's awesome,
bloody
mate.
Storm are good blokes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'd love to have a beer with...
I'd actually like to meet Munster because people go on that he just looks like an arrogant joker. Like there's people saying that line, but yeah, I'd love
He's
just to meet.
a lad.
He looks
He's
like a
so
mad
good,
dog,
but
eh?
he's just like a little kid floating
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
at the Storm because they're all quite.
He's
Cam
still
Smith was there. He was there till the early hours
the
too.
veteran.
Veteran.
Apparently,
The ref.
He's still in his playing kit.
I saw him.
What, yellow shirt, whistle?
He just loves it that much.
Yeah.
Ali Katoa actually.
Oh, yeah. Back
Okay,
in...
s-
He went
the
pretty
Storm.
well. He'll probably lock down that second
Yeah.
row slot. I wonder if they'll try to play him 80 minutes, or
He was
because
going
that's
pretty.
what Bellamy's model is.
Mm.
Felice Kafusi turned him into an 80-minute player.
Yeah.
Likes to have his 80-minute second rows. Kenny
Pretty-
Bromwich obviously played big minutes.
Yeah.
So does he? Yeah, it'll win. Oh, stoked for Ali. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
For his
big
development.
talent.
Like, he's already
Yeah.
developed really well at the Warriors, so I'm sure
Nah,
at the Storm he'll go, like...
gangbusters.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's one of those things like as a Warriors fan, you're like, shit. They come out and come mean afterwards, but like it's mean
Well-
for the player.
Yeah, you can almost feel it's like another Isaiah Papali'i
Yeah.
scenario where he's going to.
That's what I've heard is-
Better for probably both parties.
That's what I've
that
heard
he-
as well. People reckon he might be the
that he departs.
Isaiah Papali'i of this year. Like, he might just have a gun year.
Could be a fantasy option, Jace.
He's already in my team,
FYI.
bro.
Slip him in there. Is he? Wonder who he's pledged his allegiance to.
Well, he's
Oh,
Tongan. So, actually, funny story. My missus, Sammy, does immigration
Oh,
visas,
right.
and she does visas for the Warriors, and
For the Warriors.
so he came over. He's Tongan. He's a Tongan
Oh,
international.
true.
Came over, played rugby for a couple of years, and then managed to score himself a Warriors contract. He sent us a couple of signed jerseys that are up in the Warriors bar
holy
actually.
shoot! Far
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So I think he'd pledge Kiwis. I don't think he's lived in Aussie. So
Oh, okay.
Mean.
Mumsy's got the
gonna
inside
have to-
scoop on the imports.
I'm going to have to
There's a
pop
few
over
other-
sometime and see your museum.
yeah. Bring a jersey. That's the
Have to
only.
see it.
That's the only.
Gotta donate one.
Rule.
What, add a jersey?
I put that.
That one,
I put that
Bro, I
indigenous
got a mean
one. Up.
I got a Puma
Oh, I
one at
saw
home.
that.
I got a wee indigenous from the game.
That's right.
Try and
We
get
just lost you in Sam for ages. And
Yeah,
I was
we're
just
down at the
I was just watching old Missy Tito.
Hell of a game.
Yes.
Tell you what, going back to our game reviews, the Tigers smoked the Raiders 36-4.
And which is crazy because the Raiders probably got the try of the weekend as well. Did you see their try?
Nah, was it the first?
When-
was it Danny Levi's try?
The hooker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went right, got to who was their wing?
Kotrick?
Kotrick, I think. And then he chucked a kick in and Danny Levi caught it on the full to get a try. Like
Mad.
it was
Oh yeah.
It was
I
such a
remember
mean
seeing the
try.
highlight reel.
So you watch
Just
And then that was the only event that the Raiders could
Yeah,
sort
I
of
only
come up
seen
with.
part of this
Something.
game because this is when I went to the gym for stretches on Sunday because I was still a little bit sore.
From legs.
Everything, man. I've actually had a real bad back lately. Got to get checked out, but you know, problem for another day.
That's all right.
Karen.
You'll sort that out at Fid Zone 24 hours.
Yeah.
Bro, it was 24. I came in at like 9 o'clock as well.
Look, there was a lot of Kiwi players in that Raiders team
Yeah.
too. Geordie Raps. And
he got binned.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's out for 2 weeks probably.
That's where the tide kind of turned. Like you look at, they scored I think 3 quick tries within that 10-minute period when Raps, which was a bit of a, I wouldn't say soft, but
It was one of
after
those-
the fact they sort of came back and it was sort of
Oh,
a rugby decision.
So it was one of those
type
ones where
thing.
they carried on and then the next stoppage and
Yeah,
played like
they came back and they were like, "Yeah, you're off, mate."
and he's always,
And
Rick's
Raps
always
was
holding
like-
his whistle. 9.5 in the bin.
Raps was like stoked to get a smoko
Oh,
break.
Yeah.
What about the centres? Timoko
Timoko
and Chris. How'd they
Yeah.
go, do you reckon?
Sebastian Kidu.
Hard to say because I didn't watch much of that game.
I can't comment too much on that. But Big Ken for the Tigers. I wonder if is he in your guys' fantasy team?
Nah,
Malmalo?
No,
probably not relevant.
He was relevant back in the day when he was doing 200-meter carries for the Warriors, but since going to the Tigers, he looks like he's still carrying a little knee injury as well. Eh? Nah, he's not. He's probably about where he's priced at where
Or
he
Kenworth.
needs to be.
It looks like Corey Harawira-Naida was on the bench there too. So, look, because we haven't.
Yeah, we can't really
I
review that
think
game.
Raiders were nearly full strength, so that's surprising they got pumped.
Yeah.
But some of the standouts that I seen for the Tigers and the few bits that I watched is that Justin Matamua, who played pretty well against the Warriors last week as well. I think he might be gunning for the 13 role. So obviously Alex 12 normally runs around at 13, but Matamua, if he pushes his way in, he'll be fantasy relevant.
Oh,
I'd
good
say.
to know.
One to watch.
But
Oh,
the Tigers just put together a pretty.
Tapao.
Tapo. He's for Broncos, isn't he now?
He
Martin.
no, not
Oh.
not Martin Tapao.
Did we see how IPAPs went?
He went pretty good apparently. I think
And then
IPAP's doing IPAP stuff. Oh, sorry.
And then there's that, it looks like Kipa Oa, who used to play on the wing or centre, is playing second row.
Yeah, bro. One.
It'll be interesting
is he
to
the-
watch.
Yeah.
Kipa Oa.
Who was it?
One to watch.
'Cause I didn't watch the game, but I seen that guy, Junior.
Get your pen and notepads out.
Junior
Fino.
Tupo. Oh, yeah, he was solid. He was real
Bro, he
good.
got like 59, 60 points or something.
Right, the doggies, doggy style Bulldogs versus the Sharks.
Doogies. What about, first of all, before we get into the game, what about the Prince of Brookvale? Not Brookvale.
Oh, Josh Reynolds.
Belmore. Yeah.
Josh,
he got a meat pie on the
yeah.
inside too.
Bro, did you
Fuck,
see
the crowd?
the crowd just cheering him come on?
That's awesome to see, though, eh? Because he's a bit of a grub, let's be honest.
Yeah. The girlfriend tried talking to me. I was like, hold up. This is a moment in history.
But it was sort of like a full circle Stacey Jones type
Yeah.
coming home, or even a Sean Johnson coming home
Yeah.
story as well.
Bro, they loved him. And then I just knew he was going to get a try, eh? Once I seen the crowd cheering him, I was like, he's going to get
He
a try
might
here.
actually push for that sixth position. You never know.
Yeah, well, Flanagan and Burden. I feel like Burden will probably hold that down. If anything, it'll be a Flanagan.
Yeah, I heard talk
Oh, yeah,
that
sorry,
Flanagan, Burden will
He's a
stay.
lock.
Flanagan will
he's a great 14.
be pushed
though.
out of it.
Yeah.
Good 14.
He started off as a 9, eh? Big Reynolds.
I thought he was always 6.
Yeah, I remember he filled him for Innes at 9, like real early in the
okay,
piece,
yeah,
and then he converted to a 6.
Got
but,
a spot.
but yeah, definitely a good 14.
Looks like Hayes Perham had a run for the Bulldogs too at the back.
Yeah.
Hazy,
Don't know how
crazy,
he went.
hazy, daisy Perham.
Crazy.
He's got to have his own Pali Allier. Hazy. Who else? What other Kiwis were running amok in
Hey,
there?
well-
Ronaldo.
He was a monster in that game.
Did you see the little tussle him and Averillo were
Yeah.
getting into?
No,
That was
him
quite
and,
cool
him
to
and
see.
Averillo actually had a good battle.
Yeah, yeah. And Averillo got him a couple times too.
Mm.
It was a bit of a hack for hack.
Oh, yeah.
Just going back to
Chris and
Hayes,
Steve
he
Matai.
he didn't have the best game. Poor
Nah,
guy.
no, Hayes. Yeah, was probably an IPA to forget.
Yeah.
IP day to forget.
But no, like it'll be cool to see him work into that role. But
Yeah, would love to see it from him. He's just
I don't know.
He's under pressure. Eh? He's got.
I think Averillo might take it back.
that was his opportunity.
Yeah.
Averillo has played there and can play there. I don't know if they've got too many other options, but
Yeah,
you
that's
think
why-
they go back to the incumbent.
yeah. That's
from
why I've
last
chucked
year.
Averillo in my fantasy team because he's got that centre wing coverage as well, so I can chuck him anywhere. And I have a feeling he might go get that fullback position back.
Here's a little curveball for you from actually Canterbury as well. Manu Brown.
Oh, yes.
He's from Hornby Panthers.
That's right.
He looked like he was playing the 13 position for the Doggies. So watch that space. He loves a meat pie as well.
He's good, especially out of dummy half too. He'll always have a crack.
Yep. And
sorry,
he did.
Just for our fantasy man here,
Yes.
I've got a question.
Alomati.
Burton, thoughts?
Burton
Because he missed his first kick, and then Alamote was doing the kicking.
was the buy of the year last year because he was available at centre.
Yeah.
So
and he's lost that duel.
You could put him in the halves to
Oh,
start, and then later on transition him, or he's multi-position player, or dual position player. Sorry, DPP. But this year he's not available at centre, and so that means he's basically competing against Cleary, Hines, Moses.
Toughie.
Yeah, so DCE.
Mm.
So it depends what you rate him as. If you rate him as a keeper half for the whole year, he's probably ranked about 7th. But if you put it that way, then he's not really relevant because there's way better halves out there. But he could go better at half this year than he did last year with a bit of better pack. But it's pretty hard to tell. He had some pretty freakish games last year,
Yeah.
and he still isn't. He's quite inconsistent. He'd do like an 80,
80, and then
a
followed by 30.
yeah. So
Classic.
I'm not going to go him, but he's not a bad option.
I got him on my team, but
He's an awkward price.
Yeah.
He's not gun, all in all gun, but he's not really a cash mid-range keeper or a cash cow or anything either.
Right, fellas, we just got our last game to wrap up, which was the Dolphins and the Titans. The Dolphins had a lot of... I'm pretty sure they had a lot of Kiwi boys in there, mainly in their forward pack.
one.
Well, not too many, but we had Jesse Bromwich at 8, Jeremy Marshall-King at 9, and then Kenny Bromwich at 12. And then in the backs, we had no other Kiwis in there. What did you guys watch the game? What did you think? I watched a little bit of it.
I watched a bit of it, yeah.
I watched a bit of it. That 12-minute hat-trick was insane. By Khan Pereira.
Oh, yeah, right.
What's
at
his
the
first
start.
name?
Pereira.
No, his first name.
Alofiana.
Oh, cool.
Alofiana.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
Fantasy relevant.
But
I was quite surprised. Oh, they do have Tessie New and Brinko Lee in there, but Valence Tafari didn't really get
Yeah.
many minutes.
Nah,
I don't know if he'll be
I don't know if he's going to get a run, eh?
that-
Or this early in the year.
that Jack Bostick fellow went
Yeah,
pretty good.
he looks pretty solid too, man.
He's tall
Looks
and
like a
wiry.
Looks like a good winger.
But yeah, Khan Pereira, he knows his way to the try line, doesn't he?
Yes.
Saw they were giving Valence Tefari a nickname. They were trying to call him Val Meninga or something. eh, last night.
That's right.
really?
I've seen that. What do they call him?
He's
Yeah.
108 kgs. Oh, Valence Tefari. He looks
Shit.
like a thick brick, eh?
He wears that
Was it like Val
armpad
Flamingo?
sometimes as well, like
Yeah.
Meninga, eh?
Yeah, he does,
He does
yeah.
run a bit like him, actually.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it something like Val Flamingo or something? It was. They were playing on an old mate's name, obviously, but yeah.
They were calling him Val.
JMK, he had some good parts of his game.
Yep.
He got
No,
that.
he's solid.
He'd take a dash from dummy half, and then he got that mean hit on. Can't remember who got the hit on, but they end up losing the ball, and he got the ball back for the Dolphins. Not that it really helped.
Yeah. I did like what I saw from the Dolphins, though. I mean, I reckon the Titans are actually going to be firing pretty well this year.
They'll go a lot better.
Yeah.
They've got a bit of a interesting
Foz was in there.
decision
Foz,
on their hands in terms of their spine and that. They've
Bro,
they
it was
almost
like
got.
Jaden Campbell,
Yeah.
Brimson.
It's going to be hard to fit all the players in.
It's because you could send Jaden Campbell, and he's quite a good player. Like if he gets that
Oh, he's
the team around him, he would be a great fullback. So like any club would probably want to
he's got the
flair.
bounce of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, luck that Preston
Yeah.
always had. Like
Yeah.
little chip and chases and that always
Yeah.
seem to come off for him.
Yep.
So
No, he's
Definitely
Also
inherited
been
that.
told that I look like him. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'd give you that actually. If there's anyone you look like, yeah, it's Jaden Campbell. Actually, talking about
Since we-
lookalikes, yeah, I walked into the petrol station. I actually got mistaken for someone, but I want to know who do you think it was, Jace, that I got mistaken for?
Lenny.
That's
someone famous.
someone famous.
Someone
Yeah,
famous.
that's an insult. but
Someone
take
famous and successful.
Someone famous.
Mm.
Obviously.
Footy player.
Yeah.
Footy. Do you know who it is?
Current.
He's in the Kiwis, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Current.
telling me on the way over.
Brinton.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's closey as well, but someone pretty similar inside.
He's got dreamy eyes though, but
Yeah. Someone.
Came over.
Loves a good
Came over.
line. I mean, runs a
Brown.
good line.
What's slender?
Probably quite quick
But-
off the mark. Scored a meat pie in the weekend for his club team.
I'll put
Off-
people out of their.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we just get on with it?
Got confused as an overweight to Mighty Martin, bro.
To Mighty. Oh,
Yeah.
that's because he didn't play this weekend. I didn't get to see him. What? Did someone actually?
Wasn't it Dylan Brown?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Bro, Nakorde, is that you?
Overweight as well, but
He threw a curveball there, and then I couldn't use my joke. So
oh,
I was going to call him Tin Bags, which is Tin
Dill-
Bags like Dill Bags.
well, that's the games wrapped up anyway. So
Yeah.
surely out of pre-season, we've surely there's got to be a couple of Kiwis that we're most impressed by. Who's the most impressive Kiwi in pre-season, fellas?
Oh, I should have kept
It's a
it.
tough one. Who's going to go first?
Let's try and go back in the games.
Yeah, I liked what I saw out of even just out of that 40 minutes of the WAS game. Marata New Kore. I loved what I've seen from him.
He'd probably be one of my players of the round.
Probably Warriors biased, but I don't know. I just don't think many other Kiwis have had like standouts.
Yeah.
No. Dylan Brown,
Yeah, Dill.
Timor Brown.
I'd go. Yeah, him. Tamaiti played real good in his first game, so
I think iPuppy played pretty well. Just done his job.
yeah.
But the top-
iPuppy doing iPuppy things.
Yeah.
Yes, sweet. All those fellas all get themselves a bag of sour Fijos for their efforts from the Kiwi NRL podcast. So we'll
And
get that,
Shout out.
count yourself lucky because those bags have gone up in price.
they have inflation, but we'll get that sent off to you guys. So
Just
yeah.
give us a follow and send us your address.
yeah, sour Fijos, $2 bag.
And tell a friend. We'll send your friend a bag of
They might,
Joey's as well. Do you call them
they might
Joey's?
get the-
You can't really say Joey's, can
they
you?
might get the
Yeah.
strawberries.
Yeah, all the grapes.
We've got a bit of breaking news here, lads.
Have you?
Taylor May, ACL, out for the season.
Oh,
Tavita Pangai Jr. sidelined.
I seen he was out for a bit. Tavita Pangai Jr., but Taylor May.
So to answer Sa Va'afusuanga's question, TPJ no longer fantasy relevant because he doesn't play round one. So
Gosh. Speaking of news and articles, as I was scrolling through checking the scores, I found this hilarious article. Basically, it says David Clemmer in quotation marks. Our D set us up.
who's D? Who's D set you up?
Ice Puppy.
I know, it must be like, is it him and one other, or is he talking about all 17 of them?
That is great.
Yeah.
You'd think if there was one and more, it would be D's.
Yeah. D's, no.
Yeah.
These nerds.
All right, well, we've seen enough in the last couple of weeks, so should we make some bold top 8 predictions?
Yes. Mine's bold.
Yep. I guess
Um,
we've all probably got the show in
Here we
ones,
go.
right?
I wonder if I
Here
can go out of
we
this
go.
Mevo app and look at what yeah, Lenny always does it, so I'm pretty sure I can.
I guess we've all got the show in ones, right? Like the Storm, Rooters.
Okay, well, I've done mine from 1 to 8.
Okay, go. You start us, Jess.
I'll go
I've got mine too.
Sharks to come minor prems.
Ooh, huge call. Good.
Roosters
I like it.
second. Penrith third.
Ooh, yep.
Now, people might not agree with this, but I can't not do it. Was fourth. I reckon they're going to have a season that I shouldn't really swear, messes with the system and they get fourth.
I think, yeah.
Hey,
No,
you might
carry
disagree.
on.
Eels,
I think if 16 teams get done for being over the salary cap,
We own.
Warriors
Yeah.
might be first.
Or
but-
if it was Rugby League Live
yeah, bro.
and I was playing, then yeah.
Hey, you might disagree.
Keep the faith.
Let me know in the comments, but hey, where was I at? Eels 5th, Storm 6th. I got Rabbitohs 7th, but they could definitely be where the Warriors are. Rabbitohs looking mean, and then a bit of a schmalky. Bulldogs to slide into the 8th.
The
Oh.
Bulldogs.
Here he is. Paul Alamati to
Like
score,
that.
be top
Yeah.
try scorer for the season for the Doggies.
Over a little. Bro, I'm interested to see how he goes. Old Alamati. Because he gets some mean runs, but he didn't really pass it much to Adokar.
Yeah.
And he
You
ran
don't
himself
you don't-
out.
You don't want that.
Yeah, so I'll be interested to see how he goes.
Put him out the back. What do you got, Dre? What's in your 8?
Well, I think to be fair, the top 4 will sort of
Be
be
what?
pretty much similar to last year, but
Yeah.
probably a bit of a shake-up.
But plus,
So,
the
I think-
Warriors,
I think last year did the Sharks finish second?
second, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Sharks will finish that high this year. I think Sharks 4th. I'm going to say Panthers 3rd, Eels 2nd, Storm 1st.
Storm.
I think Storm will do what the Storm do and not lose many games. And this year,
I think last year was a big wake-up call for them. And it was probably that was their worst year they've had in ages. So,
and this year the Panthers won't be chopped. I don't think they'll be chomping at the heels as much as they were last year on the Storm. So I think the Storm will kind of run away with it, to be honest. They just managed their year so well around Origin and
resting the players properly,
yeah.
getting them back in, and
And Munster, he goes to another level, doesn't he? And I think
does.
the one thing that's forgotten about the Brandon Smith moving to the Roosters thing is that means Harry Grant will probably play more minutes.
yeah.
And he, against the Warriors, that ridiculous. He just does
I know.
freakish.
I know. It's annoying.
It is annoying. I'm a New South Wales
Yeah.
supporter and he's bloody annoying.
Munster, is he relevant?
But- in
For-
fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a boom half. He's probably ranked, I left him out before, but he's probably 3rd, maybe 2nd.
Yep.
Nah, 3rd.
Third under Clary and
Nico
Hines.
Hines, Cleary, Munster. And then from 5 to 8, I'm probably going to go Roosters 5th.
Yep.
Then I'm going to go the Rabbitohs. Mainly, I want to see another Roosters Rabbitohs face off in the final.
Man, that was
Hell
good.
yeah.
That'd be epic.
That was better than the final.
And because Brilly obviously loves the Roos, so put them in there.
Well, hey, maybe we'll see him back. Maybe we won't.
And then I think even though, who am I missing?
The Wars.
Yeah, but that's 8th.
Eels?
Um,
Did you?
Oh, you only
Yeah, Eels are second.
Oh,
mine.
yeah.
I
Sharkies.
think I'm going to go the Raiders, to be honest. I think
Oh,
they'll still
okay.
come
Okay.
up. I don't think they're as bad as what they've played in the trials. I think they'll go a bit better than that. They're probably going to struggle for a hooker, but I think what's his name? Young Tom Starling can play majority minutes, then I think they'll go right. The Raiders were pretty solid last year. They're going a bit of a roll, and they're not really impacted by Origin, so they kind of
Get their
come out the
tails
other
up, eh?
side.
Yeah.
Their tails
So I
up.
reckon the Raiders 7th, Warriors 8th. That is me top 8. So who's missing out? Oh fuck, I missed the Cowboys out. Fuck.
Oh, I missed the Cowboys out too.
Oh, Cowboys don't make the 8 this year.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Cowboys.
that's it. Hey, you just roll with what your guts tell
I'm
you.
going to go Cowboys 7th, Warriors 8th, Raiders 9th.
Fighting for that points differential.
I could see that.
But the Cowboys will probably finish higher than that.
Yeah, I forgot about the Cowboys. Yeah, they could probably be in there, eh?
Yeah, they've been pretty solid. They've been pretty solid the last couple of years. Probably not like contenders to take it out, but
Ah,
Yeah,
they were
they're always
They
mean.
came
running.
third last year, I think.
yeah, shit. Was it third that they
Bro,
got?
they came. They were an underdog, man. People were
Nanai.
like tipping them out to come
Yeah,
like
that's right.
15th, 14th, even last.
Lungy.
Speaking of,
Ah, they were
ones that
mean.
got away that we've been talking about all episode pretty much. But what about Toddy, the coach of the Cowboys?
Toddy Payton.
Toddy Payton.
Yeah.
That's a massive turnaround from
Yeah.
the year before.
Yeah.
He's done wonders there, hasn't he?
Damn
Old
it.
TP.
Why does that happen
They're
to
nice.
us?
Todd
Nanai's a freak.
Came out
Yeah.
again this game this weekend. He got a try.
Yeah.
Nanai. Anyway, Timo.
Uncle Pet. All right, guys. So in my top 8, I've got Storm to take it out at 1.
Ooh.
Rooters number 2.
He's got an eye for it.
Panthers coming in at 3. Eels at 4. Sharkies 5th. Sea Eagles. I've even thrown in a bit of a smoky Sea Eagles.
I was almost going to chuck them in.
They're a pestering team. I don't really like them, but I just feel like they've probably got a year where they're a bit more certain of their players and their
Yeah.
positions. And they're always just lingering around in there. Cowboys 7, and then I've actually put the Titans in at 8 this year. I reckon they're going to get into that top 8.
Ooh.
I think I've just
Clarkey will be stoked with that.
the Titans team culture and just what I've seen online, they look like they have a lot of fun together, and it looks like they've got a really good mix of
I noticed.
You know what? The one thing with the Titans that's always a bit of a curveball that it's hard to manage is the Gold Coast is just a metropolis for getting on the hammer. So
They always.
I don't know about the.
They only get one training in a week.
The culture's obviously improved out of sight. Obviously with Big Mel at the helm,
yeah.
but that temptation of just like the star.
Yeah.
What is it called? The bloody Stardust Strip.
Well, they've probably got the players like, your young Jaden Campbell, AJ Brimson.
They got a bloody
Sami.
awesome team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have done for
Maybe that's
wee
why
while.
they
For
brought
Feeder.
Maybe that's why they brought Foz in, like a family man, really,
Hey, man.
really can't. I don't know
Is
if
he?
he's a dad, but
He's got a couple of kids.
oh yeah,
But I don't think. Oh yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Random.
Um,
You missed the Warriors.
yeah. I love.
To be honest,
even after being mistaken for an overweight, Mighty Butter, you leave him out.
I think it will take us a couple of years, but hey, I'm being confident. 4th. You heard it here first.
8th,
4th.
There
There it is.
4th last. So is that in your bottom 8 for next
Bro,
week?
I seen
shit,
that.
I'm getting attacked.
Okay, then who wins the premiership?
Oh, bloody hard to predict. But
Sharkies.
I think Sharkies a pretty good tip. Yeah, they'll finish top 4. I think. Is that where I tipped them? Can't remember.
I think it's third.
Third. And yeah, another year together under Fitzgibbon with combinations
Yeah.
together. They're looking to sign up Schmicko Schmines to a lifetime deal as well. So
Hey.
once the boys get behind him, I think anything can happen.
Yeah.
I just
I
hope.
th-
Yeah.
I think the only position they're sort of lacking, and he's quite good, but just in terms of like consistency, is that fullback spot, eh?
Like, he played mean in the
Will's
weekend.
a freak, but he
Did you
misses
see
some tackles.
Yeah, did you
and
see him in the weekend? Stopped
Yeah.
it. I don't know if it was out or not, but
Avarillo.
no. Will Kennedy.
Yeah.
They kicked
Big
it and he
Ken.
grabbed it over the line just before the ground and then picked it up and then ran.
He's splitting hairs, wasn't he, with the touch
Yeah.
judge?
Man, it was pretty close. But yeah,
I just hope the Warriors play fair. That's all I hope for this year.
I just hope, because
Can leave it
sometimes I
on that.
notice it after halftime, they just don't have their oranges at halftime. They don't come out hissing after their oranges.
Sour Feejals they
Yeah.
need, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note,
Half time.
On that note,
should we call it a
yeah, that's
day at
us.
the office?
Oh,
Hey,
are we going to do a wee fantasy segment or have we cut that
yeah.
off?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
We've got a wee
Someone
Q&A.
didn't write it on the board.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
Fantasy.
Sometimes you got to break the
It's
rules.
in the fine print.
Fantasy.
I've
We've
gone
got a
with-
couple of questions.
I've gone with a different strategy this week. I didn't put up a public post because guys are bloody useless at commenting on that. So,
So
I've gone
you
for a
still doing-
private chat.
Are you still doing like rule 4 tonight, is it?
Oh,
Or you
we
going to do
might
that?
just do Q&A and then
Q&A.
I'll do the segment and send
Hey,
it to
yep.
Lenny. Rule
Aye,
number
aye.
4. But basically, I'm going to filter through these because they got such good feedback. So in this chat is a few people that are in some of our leagues. So we've got Kane, who's been mentioned regularly, yet to make an appearance, but
Yeah.
he will get there.
Where you at, Kane?
Sa, my brother Makati, October, Richard Eagleton, Stephen Walsh, and Hawani Martinga.
Shout
So,
out to the boys.
Cheer, boys.
Cheers, boys, for we'll tag you up, and thanks for the questions. Kane asks, any player being dropped or added to your team over the weekend? Probably off the back of, who was it?
Breaking.
I dropped Hayes.
Yeah, I think Hayes got dropped from about 40% ownership to 20% off the back of that performance. So I think what Kane's getting at here is he had Sloan in his team, and the very next comment in this chat from Saar is, why was Sloaner crying on Lacharles' shoulder like a little girl? So that came from Saar, by the way, not the Kiwi NRL podcast, boys.
Yeah.
Do you want to filter through those, Jason? Fire a couple of questions, and if you've got any of your own, feel
I was
free.
just looking at my team. What have we got here?
Because you're probably a little slightly less biased to ask the questions than I am, because I kind of know too much about these grubs in the chat.
Well, we kind of talked about it before,
Oh, yeah?
but will Storm unlock Ali Katoa in a big way if he secures a spot?
Yeah, we did kind of address it before, but Katoa's priced at 448, I believe, 448k.
Yeah.
That's at an average of about 29 points. So if he plays 80 minutes for the Storm, he'll easily average between 45 and 50, I'd say. I don't think he'll be a keeper, but he'll be a good little cash, mid-range
Get
cashy.
you to other side of Origin and then...
Make your 10, 15 points and then
Yep.
sell them off for a keeper second row upgrade. So yes, I think Katoa will get the spot based off his performance, and I think
Yep.
he'll play big minutes for the Storm. So get him in.
Here's one. Rate Dewey, Moses, Burden and Hastings as second half if you're not going Cleary-Hines combo. So any of them as your second half.
Burden.
Dewey.
Burden.
Who's the?
Dewey, Moses and Hastings.
Oh, yep.
I think it's Delahi.
Oh, yeah, it's
Dwayhe. I would, out of those, I'd go probably Moses is inconsistent as well and often gets single-digit scores when he gets injured.
Yep.
During the year. That's happened quite a few times, and it brings his overall average down. So out of those two, I'd actually go Burton, and then same with Dwayhe. He's like 23, and he's had like 4 pretty serious injuries.
Nice. I noticed with Hastings...
But Hastings, I'll go Burton Hastings. Hastings is undervalued.
Yeah, but he also didn't... It's
Nah.
hard with having
Yeah.
Ponga as a 6, I think.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. But I think he's only about 600k. What do you reckon, Timor?
On your backup half. See, I don't dive into fantasy, but I'm more of a super. I do tipping.
What's your fantasy though? If you were to dive into fantasy,
Tell me what's your fantasy. I
Yeah, I got one ready.
Right.
I don't know.
You don't know? Hey,
Yeah.
double
just
knot,
move
double
next
knot or triple knot?
double knot.
Okay.
If that's what you're into, how many hookers do you run? Hey, let me get
Holy
this out.
heck, mate! You can't put that on the back of a double knot, triple knot.
That's why I laugh.
Hey, it's the next question that came up. How many hookers do you run if
Who's
you're
it
looking
from?
at
Is that Stephen Walsh?
Yeah, Stephen.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If you're looking at Cheese, Tanner Boyd, Aaron Clark, should you get a gun also or run a second class brothel?
Is that what he said? Fucking Stephen Walsh.
Stephen.
Keep it classy, mate. Tanner Boyd, Aaron Clark. So Aaron Clark is only, I think, relevant if he plays 13, not hooker. He becomes a dual position player. Tanner Boyd's pretty good value, and he's hooker half
Yeah, well,
combo. And to answer Stephen Walsh's question, I won't tell him who, but I'm running a gun hooker and probably
both
all
those.
three of those if Aaron Clark plays 13. Not giving too much away. Yes, Stephen Walsh. But yes, you should fit him in.
Well, that's what I've been trying to sort out because
They're not keepers. So they're going to make you money and then you're going to have to upgrade them. So you're going to need a hooker keeper for the long term anyway. And there's a couple there available, so...
Coupley.
Yeah. Yeah, good question, Stephen.
Yes.
Quality's picking up here.
It is.
Apart from the brothel comment at the end of it.
Just need to filter our
Our segment.
yeah.
There's a few here, so it's just trying to...
Oh, yeah. I bet you there's about
Fucking help
58 crying faces from
Can
Kane
help,
in
yeah.
the chat as well.
This is a good one because this is what I had trouble with. A few guns, Burden, Robson, had poor trial games. How much do you read into that?
Burden and Reece Robson.
Yeah, Reece Robertson.
Did he have a poor trial game?
I don't think he had the best from.
Oh, from points they're probably
Yeah.
saying. Who asked that one?
Where is it?
Oh,
McCarty,
McCarty.
your brother.
McCarty October. Making his debut as a mention on the podcast. No, he's
Yeah.
probably been mentioned before, but Perham's played himself out of a team, I'd say. Yep. Yes. Few guns, Burden, Robson had poor trial games. Wow. I think we touched on Burden earlier. He often goes from a 30 to an 80,
Yeah.
so he still averages over 50. He'll probably be pretty much the same as last year, so still a gun. Robson's probably the same. And Robson can score a meat pie from time to time.
Loves
As
it.
well.
Is that the Cowboys hooker?
Yeah. So I think in the rankings he's second anyway, Robson.
Yeah.
So obviously you got Cook,
Cook, Grant, Robson, maybe.
Robson. Yeah. So Robson, I think you can't judge a man on one performance,
Yeah.
whether it be on the field or off the field.
Yeah.
So
Always give him a second chance, man.
Well, I've got a question from my own team.
okay, go for it, Jace. Good,
But then-
good dialogue from you during the week as well, asking questions, Jace.
Yeah. Hey, man, I need
I
to
can
know.
see you're a committed
He's looking to get up.
man.
I
Get up,
want
Jazz.
to finish top 500.
He set his
First
goals.
year.
He set goals for the year.
Wade Egan, running him at hooker at the start of the year. Thoughts? Behind the forward pack of the Warriors at the moment. How do you reckon he goes?
Way Ducks.
Way Ducks.
Because he's only priced at
Way Ducks.
he's only priced at 582.
Well, if they finish, here you go. If they finish in the top 4, he's probably going to be one of the top 3 hookers in the comp.
'Cause-
if they finish in last, like Timor's got them.
I've got them at 9, bro, but yeah.
Well, you didn't say that.
Um,
Webby came out and said he's
I think-
top 4 hooker.
I think Egan's improved out of sight, but the only thing caveat to that I would say is that not Darcy Lussick. Freddie Lussick's hanging around. If he's on the bench, he'll take minutes away from
Yeah.
Egan.
Poor Freddie.
So Egan actually scores really well points per minute wise because he makes a lot of tackles and sort of snipes around that. He-
Yeah.
He's
Does,
always having a sniff out.
He's always
yeah.
at the
Does
CBK. having-
many or any play hooker's going to play 80 minutes this year? Do you reckon?
Any?
Oh,
Or any?
Oh,
Hookers?
Damien Cook always does,
Yeah, he'll still.
normally. Mamazulis is, speaking
the
of sniffing,
Rabbitohs, is he?
he's the young buck trying to come up, but I think Cook normally does. Who else is there? Robson.
Harry
Robson played a few 80-minute games last year, I think. But I think Harry will spell that Tyron Wishart
it'd be a bloody
nip around.
tough ask, doing 80 minutes as a hooker.
Did
Yeah.
JMK do it?
Maybe.
Maybe, actually.
He could be an 80-minute.
Oh no, I think
He plays a lot of 60.
Cody Nicodema came on.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
he did in the weekend, but
I think-
who was at the Bulldogs with him? Don't know.
With the speed of the game now, it's pretty hard to play an 80 in the middle.
Yeah.
eh?
That's why, like,
Smitty did it for
You're always
20
going to get
years.
20 minutes. But then, are they going to run Freddie Lussick if they got Dylan Walker is 14?
But then they'll run Dylan Walker anyway, I think.
Yeah,
So
like they're going to run Dylan Walker, so maybe they're going to try push him towards, I don't know. Hey,
that's the thing, like it's hard to figure out how many minutes
Yeah.
he's going to get. So
See how it all
if he
comes
plays
out.
80,
Yeah.
sign him up.
Yeah.
If not,
and it's one of these.
also Egan does go. He spends some minutes on the sideline quite a bit, eh? Like he'll go into a game and then he'll have a little niggle
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Shoulder or a knee
and then
or
goes
something
off.
like
So
But hopefully he does that after a while,
that. Injury prone.
and then I can trade him out.
are you starting with him, are you?
Maybe. I've got
Risky
him.
business,
I've got him
the old
sitting-
fantasy, isn't it?
Hey, but then you also almost want to find that one player that's a bit of a schmokey, so you get money off him, and then trade him out, and then you're good. Hopefully, but
There you
it's
go.
probably not the right player.
I'll finish off with one question that has been asked. Schuster.
Yes,
Schuster.
that's what I want to know, because I see a lot of people with him in their team, and then a lot of people
Yeah.
bagging him.
Yeah, he's dual position, second row half as well. So Schuster's probably a go. If he plays starting six, which he
Sounds like the
Sounds
promised
like
him that, eh?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
shit, I think he just needs to do his job a little bit more rather than trying the silky no look passes and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
When he just does, just plugs it up, offloads. Fuck, he's a good player, talented.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I think Schuster's bargain price if he's a dual position player. So
Good to
yes,
know.
sir, we will be having a little sniff at Schuster.
So with fantasy, it must be like if you can find these gems in preseason, that must be quite valuable, eh? Like leading into round one, because
Yeah.
after round one,
I think,
that must
yeah.
alter prices.
I think I said that to Jace. If you've got here's what I'll do normally. If you've got 3 or 4 players you're on the fence with, instead of committing to one, going hundies at it, and then getting the decision wrong, which you're probably 90% likely to do, have all 4 of them in your team, leave money in the bank, say on your 4 reserves right at the end, sort of your 18 to 21, 22, and then try pick up those players that you said, Timor, in the first two weeks. They're probably gonna rise in price, so that's why you need the money in the bank.
Mm.
But at least you're kind of, I guess,
If you've got money in the bank,
investment strategy wise, it's sort of like diversifying and keeping the options
yeah,
open.
good.
So a lot of the time, people will just max out all their spend and then no room to trade if they get the decision wrong.
That's
But-
what we were talking about last night.
But yeah, at least leave a sort of a hundy to play with.
Yep.
Ideally, 2-3. Kane Bristow always does that, but then he leaves that money in the bank for a whole year, so it doesn't actually.
Does he collect
Which is
interest on
probably-
that?
Which is probably the opposite to real life.
yeah, it's not working for him, is it?
No, he's just leaving there collecting interest.
Want your money to work for you, man.
Yeah, but that's about it. I'll probably chuck a wee Rule 4 together later in the week and flick it through to Lenny as well.
Sounds
I
good.
like it.
Well, we've almost hit 80 minutes, boys.
Yeah, no,
Shit.
that's us.
80 minute stint.
No,
No,
I think if you add all those minutes up, it'll be about the same quality as Lenny's 40-minute episodes. So
Hey,
we should.
we went a bit off tonight, but that's what happens. And it's probably better banter without him. So,
Is he even coming back?
I don't think he is.
nah,
I think he's left for good.
yeah.
Yeah. I think
not coming
CNBC would knocking on the door,
He's-
even
he's-
and
yeah,
Fox Sports.
He's been
Yep.
called into the Dolphins.
Even Māori TV. Yeah, he could even
Māori TV.
I think he could even-
Lebanese TV.
Lebanese TV. Yeah, I think he's going to stream it. Yeah, Lahore, Lebanese Lahore TV. He's going to be streaming it from his home. He's going to be naked as well while doing his show. It's going to be weird, but yeah, I don't know when he's coming back. But yeah, should we call it a wrap right now, just before it hits 80
Yes,
minutes?
that's us.
5 seconds down.
Goodbye.
See you later. Thanks for watching. Tell your mates.
Thanks, guys. Tell your mates. Tell your mates. Tag your mates.
You
Take-
got the measure of your man and you know
Mate,
that you can.
You might not have any old Cane Bristow, but tell the 3 mates that you do have.
Give 'em a taste of kiwi. Show 'em you're the best.